killed, several injured in Jerusalem bus stop shooting. In the world of sports, Alcazar edges Saina to win U.S. Open title. The news in detail. Following a deadly terrorist assault in Darajamal, Borno State, President Bola Tinubu has directed the armed forces to review security operations nationwide. The directive includes deploying advanced military hardware and surveillance drones to intensify the fight against insurgents. Vice President Kashim Shettima, in a condolence message, described the attack as a profound national loss and reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to justice and security. He also highlighted plans to establish state police tailored to local terrain and culture, aimed at strengthening grassroots security efforts. Gbadebo Rhodes-Vivour, Labour Party's 2023 governorship candidate in Lagos State, has revealed that his defection to the African Democratic Congress ADC was approved by LP presidential candidate Peter Obi. Speaking during a political interview, Rhodes-Vivour emphasized that opposition unity is key to winning the 2027 elections, and that Obi remains aligned with the coalition strategy. He also criticized the long-standing political dominance in Lagos, describing the state as that cannot be pocketed by one man. Rhodes-Vivour cited poor infrastructure in areas like Alimosho and accused local authorities of using intimidation to suppress opposition gatherings. He vowed to challenge the status quo through his Our Lagos movement, focused on reclaiming governance for the people. In another development, a brutal Boko Haram assault on Daramajal and Manguno communities in Borno State has left 63 people dead, including 5 soldiers and 58 civilians, sparking the United Nations, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume have all condemned the killings and called for urgent government action. The United Nations described the massacre as shocking and appalling, while Atiku urged national unity against terror, and Obi warned that Nigeria is facing a full-blown security emergency. Governor Babajide Zulum visited the affected communities, promising humanitarian aid and reconstruction of destroyed homes. Ndume called for advanced military technology and the formation of armed community defense groups. In the meantime, Dr. Sani Shinkafi criticized the military for allegedly abandoning Zamfara citizens to bandits, despite state-level achievements in investments and security infrastructure. The attacks have reignited calls for counter-terrorism strategy. You're watching Biscon TV News. Credit PRO Finance Company Limited has officially received a Central Bank of Nigeria license, marking a major milestone in its journey from a modest startup to a nationally recognized financial institution. Founded in 2019 under a Lagos State lending license, the company has disbursed over 20 billion naira in loans to more than 2,500 SMEs, and now aims to scale up operations across Nigeria and sub-Saharan Africa. At the launch of the event in Lagos, Chairman Dr. Edwin Idegu and Managing Director Shola Adega emphasized Credit PRO's commitment to tailored lending, strong governance, and innovation. With plans to deploy all-powered digital lending solutions and deepen investor partnerships, the firm says it's building not just a lender but a lasting institution to transform Nigeria's SME ecosystem. You're watching Biscon TV News. Now, foreign news. On the foreign scene, a deadly shooting attack at Ramat Junction in northwest Jerusalem has left at least 4 people dead and over a dozen others injured. According to Majan David Adam paramedics, the victims include one man in his 50s and 3 others in their 30s, with 5 others hospitalized in serious condition. Israeli police confirmed that 2 attackers were neutralized after opening fire at a crowded bus stop during morning rush hour. The incident has been described as a suspected terror attack, although no group has claimed responsibility yet. Authorities have closed access routes and deployed heavy security in the area. And now the final break.
Welcome to sports segment on Biscon TV News. Spain's Carlos Alcaraz has won the US Open, beating Italy's Yannick Sinner in 4 sets to reclaim the title he first won in 2022. The 22-year-old triumphed 6-2, 3-6, 6-1, 6-4 in New York, securing a 6th Grand Slam crown. Alcaraz's powerful 7 proved decisive as he sealed victory with a 131-mile-per-hour ace. The result means Alcaraz and Sinner have now shared the 4 majors this year, with the Spaniard also regaining the world #1 ranking. The men's final was briefly delayed due to extra security measures following US President Donald Trump's presence. Alcaraz celebrated in trademark style with a golf swing gesture, smiling to the roaring New York crowd. Now finally in sports, Manchester United goalkeeper Andre Onana has agreed a loan switch to Turkish side Trabzonspor. The deal is expected to be finalized before Turkey's transfer window closes on Friday, paving the way for him to debut against Fenerbahce on September 14th. Onana, who is currently on international duty with Cameroon, had also been linked with Galatasaray, but they opted for a different signing. His departure comes after United brought in Belgian goalkeeper Sean Lamens on deadline day, leaving the club with 4 senior keepers. Trabzonspor officials believe Onana's experience in England and Europe will make him a key addition. That's all on sports.
We close with entertainment news. South African star Tyler has clinched the Best Afrobeats Award at the 2025 MTV Video Music Awards for her hit single, Push to Start. The win, announced Monday morning, marks a major milestone in her career and further solidifies Afrobeats as a global force. Tyler triumphed over a competitive field that included Nigerian heavyweights Ashake, Burna Boy, Rema, Tems, and Isra Star. Her victory highlights the growing influence of African music on the world stage and celebrates the continent's vibrant contribution to contemporary pop culture. And that's all for Biscon TV News, compiled and produced by Victoria Decoy and Bisi Olatilo. Thanks for watching.
Passport affordability and global mobility. Rethinking Nigeria's travel document policies. The Nigerian passport serves as a vital means of identification and a gateway for citizens to travel internationally. It enables access to other countries, supports trade, education, tourism, and migration, and it is the first step for Nigerians seeking global opportunities. However, Nigeria's passport currently ranks 129th on the Henley Passport Index, with visa on arrival access to only 40 destinations. This low ranking has limited the global mobility of Nigerian citizens, raising important questions about the alignment of government priorities with citizens' needs. Henley and Partners 2025. On 1st September 2025, the Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS) implemented a sharp increase in the cost of passport applications. The new pricing structure places the 32-page passport with a 5-yearly validity at 100,000 naira and the 64-page passport with a 10-year validity at 200,000 naira. While this review does not apply to Nigerians in the diaspora, the domestic impact cannot be denied. The increase comes at a time when the national minimum wage, approved at 70,000 naira by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, remains inconsistently implemented across states. This disparity highlights a policy contradiction, as citizens are expected to pay more for essential documentation despite reducing purchasing power. This calls for a tactical rethink among key stakeholders. According to past data from the Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS), in the past 15 years, passport application fees has increased multiple times, making it a financial struggle for many Nigerians, and experienced a 100% increase within 1 year. Below is the table. Year: 32-page naira, 64-page naira. 2010, 32-page 15,000, 64-page 20,000. 2018, introduction of e-passport, 32-page 25,000 naira, 64-page 70,000 naira. August 2024, 32-page 32,500 naira, 64-page 70,000 naira. September 2024, 32-page 50,000, 64-page 100,000 naira. Current from September 1st, 2025, 32-page 100,000 naira and 64-page 200,000 naira. The socio-economic consequences are significant. For ordinary Nigerians, especially students pursuing education abroad, workers seeking employment opportunities, or patients requiring overseas medical treatment, the cost of acquiring a passport is now high. In a country where citizens already struggle with the rising cost of food, corruption, and limited access to basic services, the policy deepens inequality. Moreover, higher fees may discourage passport applications, reduce participation in tourism, and indirectly affect remittances. According to World Bank data, remittances from Nigerians abroad amounted to over $20 billion annually in recent years, a critical source of foreign exchange, World Bank 2023. Limiting mobility risks constraining this vital flow of income. Although higher fees may provide the government with short-term revenue gains, the long-term implications may prove counterproductive. Restricting access to passports can increase irregular migration, overstays, and fraudulent document practices, further damaging Nigeria's global reputation. Already, issues such as human trafficking and visa overstays have made foreign governments cautious, contributing to Nigeria's weak passport ranking. Instead of raising application costs, policy efforts should focus on strengthening international trust, tackling corruption in passport issuance to promote a positive international image, and negotiating better mobility agreements to improve the passport's standing globally. The recent increase in Nigerian passport fees reflects a misalignment between government policy and citizen welfare. Because the passport is an important travel document, its rising costs threaten to exclude large segments of the population from traveling opportunities. A forward-looking strategy would take key factors into consideration: affordability, accessibility, and global integration, rather than revenue generation. Finally, improving Nigeria's passport ranking should be prioritized over making it unaffordable, as true national strength is reflected not just in revenues, but in the mobility and opportunities available to its citizens worldwide. Celebrating Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun at 61, a life of duty and service. On September 4th, 2025, Nigeria celebrated the 61st birthday of Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun, a leader whose life and career have been defined by dedication, courage, and an unwavering commitment to public service. A seasoned officer and a man of distinction, Egbetokun has risen through the ranks with exemplary discipline, proving himself as a reform-minded police chief focused on building a safer and more secure nation. Over the years, he has consistently championed professionalism, community engagement, and innovation within the police force, earning respect both at home and abroad. His journey is a testament to resilience, hard work, and an unyielding belief in the power of service to humanity. Beyond his career, IG Egbetokun stands as a role model and mentor, inspiring a new generation of officers to embrace integrity, honor, and service above self. His leadership reflects not just a commitment to law enforcement, but also to building trust and unity between the police and the people they serve. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself joined in the celebrations, praising IGP Egbetokun for steering the national police force with courage and resilience amidst evolving security challenges. He lauded the IGP's dedication to service, his efforts to uphold law and order, and his relentless pursuit of reforms to strengthen the integrity of the force. As family, friends, colleagues, and a grateful nation honor him, we celebrate a man whose legacy continues to inspire the present and shape the future of law enforcement in Nigeria. Happy 61st birthday, Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun. On September 21st, 2025, the nation will honor and celebrate a remarkable woman whose life has been defined by service, compassion, and impact. Senator Oluremi Tinubu, as she gloriously turns 65. Born into a large and loving family on September 21st, 1960 in Ogun State, she grew up as one of 13 children, a rooted foundation that shaped her empathy, resilience, and passion for service. Armed with a degree in education from the University of Ife and a teaching qualification in botany and zoology from Adeyemi College of Education, she started her career as an educator, a role that instilled in her the value of knowledge and the power of empowering minds. As the First Lady of Lagos State from 1999 to 2007, she established the New Era Foundation, setting up centers for children's all-round development and launching creative initiatives like the Spelling Bee competition that gave children a chance to experience governance firsthand. Elected as Senator for Lagos Central in 2011 and serving until 2023, she made history as the first woman to be elected to the Nigerian Senate for 3 consecutive terms. In that capacity, she worked tirelessly for education reform, women's rights, social protection, and youth empowerment. She was a champion of transparency and engagement, holding town hall meetings to bridge government and people. Her philanthropic heart shines through her Renewed Hope initiative, which enables women and youth to access education, healthcare, and economic support, creating lasting opportunity for the vulnerable. She also led key legislative reforms, such as a proposal to restructure the Nigerian Postal Service and advocated for state police to enhance national security, while a youth empowerment and skill acquisition scheme provided training, startup kits, and guidance to over 1,000 young Nigerians. Her commitment to education continues into this birthday as she dedicates her 65th to a cause dear to her heart. She is calling on well-wishers to transform gifts into contributions toward the completion of the National Library, naming it the best birthday gift she could receive. It is a selfless gesture that perfectly reflects her belief in education as a cornerstone of national progress. Happy 65th birthday, Your Excellency, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. With admiration and best wishes from Prince Bisiolatilo and all of us at Biscon Communications. His Imperial Majesty Senator Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja, the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan land. His Imperial Majesty Senator Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja, Olubadan designate and soon to be crowned 44th Olubadan of Ibadan land, remains a figure who embodies resilience, leadership, and an enduring love for his people. Born on September 25, 1944, into a prominent Ibadan family, he has climbed the renowned chieftaincy ladder with patience, dignity, and humility until his historic nomination as successor to the late Oba Owolabi Olakuleyin, the 43rd Olubadan, who joined his ancestors in July 2025. Ladoja's journey to the throne is rooted in his remarkable service to Nigeria and his people. Educated both at home and abroad, he excelled as an engineer, businessman, senator, and governor of Oyo State, where he implemented policies that touched education, infrastructure, and grassroots development. Even in the face of political adversity, he stood firm as a man of courage and principle, a leader who placed the people above personal interests. Now nominated by the Olubadan in council and formally approved by Governor Seyi Makinde, Senator Ladoja awaits his formal coronation on September 26, 2025 at the iconic Mapo Hall, a ceremony that will mark the beginning of a new era in Ibadan land. His ascension symbolizes the time-honored meritocracy of the Ibadan traditional system, where leadership is not bought but earned through service and seniority. The Olubadan designate, Senator Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja, is more than a traditional ruler in waiting. He is a statesman, a visionary, and a custodian of culture who will bring dignity, unity, and hope to the people of Ibadan and Yoruba land as he ascends the revered throne as the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan land. His reign is expected to usher in a period of renewed peace, development, and continuity for Ibadan, a city known for its rich history and unique system of succession. As he takes his place among the illustrious line of Olubadans, His Imperial Majesty, Senator Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja, will stand as a symbol of hope and inspiration, not only for the people of Ibadan land, but also for the entire Yoruba nation and Nigeria at large. Although more acknowledged as a renowned military officer, it's very interesting to note that General Ike Nwachukwu trained as a journalist and would have been rubbing shoulders with the likes of Uncle Sam Amuka, the super long-standing journalist of our time. His training as a journalist accounts largely for his impeccable understanding and presentation of the English language. In fact, there is the touch of the uncommon in his way of life, always exuding very warm disposition towards all with absolute hatred towards injustice. General Ike Nwachukwu turned 85 on September 1st, 2025, devoid of the usual celebration that would have attended that, but in keeping with his style, he just marked the day with prayers. However, on this auspicious occasion, we will go through what can be regarded as the defining aspects of his life in the past 85 years sojourn. Ike Omasanda Nwachukwu MNI, born September 1st, 1940, is a retired Nigerian Army Major General and politician who served twice as Foreign Minister of Nigeria during the military regime of General Ibrahim Babangida and as a senator for Abia North from 1999 to 2000. Born on 1st September 1940 in Port Harcourt to an Igbo father and a Fulani mother of Katsina, Nwachukwu had his early education at the Lady Luck Institute, Yaba, Lagos, and Lagos City College, also in Yaba, Lagos. He obtained his initial military training at the Nigerian Military Training College, Kaduna, Course 6, then proceeded to the Royal Canadian School of Infantry, and then furthered his training at the School of Infantry, Warminster, United Kingdom. He also studied at the Institute of Humanitarian Law, San Remo, Italy, the United Nations Peace Academy, and the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPPS, Kuru, Plateau State. Ike Nwachukwu rose to the rank of Major General prior to his retirement with the Nigerian Army. Nwachukwu held the position of military governor of Imo State, where he moved Imo State University, now Abia State University, in Uturu to its permanent site. From 1986 to 1987, he was Minister of Employment, Labor and Productivity, where he founded the National Directorate of Employment, NDE, to alleviate the problems of unemployment, especially graduate unemployment. Nwachukwu was Minister of Foreign Affairs from December 1987 to December 1989, when he was replaced by Rilwan Lukman, returning to a field military command position. In September 1990, he was reappointed Minister of Foreign Affairs, being replaced in January 1993 by Matthew Mbu during the transition to civilian rule. He was active and effective as foreign minister, taking a mercantilist approach to diplomacy. As an Abia State Senator, Nwachukwu served as chairman of two Senate committees, the Senate Committee on Power and Steel and the Senate Committee on Governmental Affairs. Nwachukwu participated in the 2003 Nigerian presidential election for the National Democratic Party. He won 0.34% of the vote. On behalf of Prince Bisi Olatilo, his wife, Princess Folashade Olatilo, and all members of Biscon Communication, we wish Senator General Ike Nwachukwu retired 85 glorious years. Broadcast icon Prince Bisi Olatilo and the entire Biscon Communications team joins the nation in celebrating a visionary leader, urge His Excellency Vice President Kashim Shettima, GCON, as he marks his 59th birthday. A man of wisdom, resilience, and unwavering commitment to national progress, Vice President Shettima has distinguished himself through years of dedicated service, inspiring hope and driving development across our nation. On this special day, we salute his leadership, honor his contributions, and wish him many more years of good health, wisdom, and strength as he continues to serve Nigeria with passion and distinction. Happy 59th birthday, Your Excellency, Vice President Kashim Shettima, with best wishes from Prince Bisi Olatilo and all of us at Biscon Communications. Back on the beat. BOS International Magazine is back. It's bold, it's fresh, it's everything BOS in print. By popular demand, the magazine you've missed, the one that once traveled side by side with the Bisi Olatilo Show, is back. Reimagined for today, reborn for tomorrow. Once a flagship companion to the BOS brand, BOS International Magazine returns to reclaim its space, not just as a publication, but as a powerful extension of the BOS experience. From the vibrant pulse of people and politics to the fast lanes of sports and lifestyle. From the quiet corridors of influence to the vibrant streets that shape our culture. BOS International Magazine is your passport to the stories that matter. We shine the spotlight on the bold, the brilliant, and the beautiful. We capture the essence of Nigeria and the heartbeat of its people. We tell stories that inspire, profiles that endear, news that resonates, and moments that live forever in print. It's not just a magazine, it's a movement, it's a mirror, it's BOS on a page. BOS International Magazine. News, sports, people, politics, places, lifestyle. By popular demand. Back in your hands. And once again, the perfect complement to BOS on screen.
Thank you for the growth of the National University of Okada over these 20 years. Today, Father, is the real day. Thank you for bringing our children from far and near places to this occasion. As we now begin, Father, cause it part of your prayer to be felt. Right from the beginning of it to the end, we have seen your hand at work. Wherever you are the God, everything will take over. Everything we shall do shall be done decently and in order. And at the end of it all, honor and glory be ascribed to your name. One of all we live here happy and blessed. For in Jesus' mighty name we are praying. Amen.
The national anthem.
An honor, too, to welcome our esteemed dignitaries to the 20th anniversary of Nigeria's premier and leading private university, Igbenedion University of Togo. The first. Thank you. This university is the first and the best, a brainchild of one man, which has become the jewel of global admiration, and this calls for perpetual thanks to Almighty God. The vision of our founding father and proprietor, Chief Sir Dr. Gabriel Igbenedion, is to establish a different kind of citadel of learning, first of its kind in Nigeria, and indeed in Africa as a whole. And this university is to produce exceptional scholars with depth beyond conventional wisdom, and more importantly, to improve the quality of life. What we are celebrating today is the emphatic, dogged determination of the Isama of the universe, who has transformed the educational landscape of Nigeria. And before I continue, let me use this opportunity to welcome, acknowledge, and greet no other person than Lady Cherry Igudelo. A mother indeed, a woman of substance, the beauty and the brain, the integrity and dexterity. Lady Cherry, welcome you. We are aware that you have provided emotional stability and have contributed to the good health of our father. Thank you and God bless you. And indeed, this one man we are talking about, God not only gave him life, he gave me courage and the ability to navigate all dirty complexities and uncertainties. And what we are seeing today is the fruit of a selfless, benevolent, generous man of God. Sir, you have provided limitless possibilities and opportunities, and may God continue to bless you. Did you hear me? Thank you. Being Nigeria's premier private university with certificate number 001 is an astonishing achievement and transformational. The institution's innovation and credibility represents what Ibn University stands for. Since the last 20 years, the existence of this university has remained absolutely path-breaking and exemplary. The university now has 7 colleges with 29 departments. All are fully accredited with the National Commission, University Commissions, and all relevant professional courses are accredited in this university. I said all, and all means all the programs of the university are accredited academically and professionally. Since 1999, Ibn University has continued to champion educational revolution in higher education in Nigeria, changing the narrative in higher education pedagogy, remaining very relevant as a private university, but with public interest and cosmopolitan in its impartation in the society. Our modest achievement over the years speaks volume. Our university has continued to be the nation's treasure, providing the energy and the engine for social mobility, postulating solutions to critical societal problems such as unemployment and unemployability. This 20th Founders Day celebration is not just auspicious. I dare say that is an appropriate time to reflect on the vision, the mission, the objectives that have established the university. Today, our Smart Campus program are fully accredited, and we have established in the first university in Nigeria 4 ICT academies, and which is a testimony of our determination to riding the waves of globalization and technological change. Need I say that our new centers of excellence allows the university to expand our research domain and the frontiers of expertise. The documentary of our Blue Sky graduates revealed that the capacity of our university to produce top-class leaders and intellectual giants is not far-fetched. After watching the documentary, which shall be played today, of our Blue Sky graduates, if you are in doubt, that doubt will vanish. Our determination to always produce future-ready generation of leaders remains resolute with a view to completely dominating the world of ideas. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are all here today because God made a way and permitted it. This is also the opportunity to bring in mind the role of members of staff who pioneered and rendered meritorious service to this university since inception for the last 20 years. 12 of them will be honored today with the Distinguished Pioneering Service Award. Your Excellencies, the trust of this university is built on God's foundation and the collective commitment of all stakeholders. We draw tremendous strength from the dependable, reliable Board of Regents. We have acquired enormous wit from our governing council, led by no other person than Professor Sheikh Abdullah, the guru and the sage himself. I must say that the audacity and the sagacity of our Senate has been very supportive, and the staff of this university are wonderful. Please give yourself a round of applause. What then will I now say of the students? You are absolutely fulfilling, and may God bless you. I've never seen a set of dedicated and devoted students who know why they are here and have a sense of purpose. I have never seen a set of students who are so determined to rule the world. It is my prayer that the Almighty God will perfect His vision in your life. The past administrators and leaders of thoughts of this university, some of them are here. You provided the foundation for which we are building upon. You have always provided immeasurable encouragement to the management of this university. We thank you for your presence, and may God continue to bless you. As I conclude, let me just use this opportunity, a very priceless one at that, to welcome all our excellencies, all distinguished guests, to this significant day, which will remain in the annals of Ibadan University. I thank you for coming, and God bless Ibadan University. Thank you.
But let me distinguish for a moment that this is a moment of joy in so many respects. As I welcome you and I endorse the renditions are done by Mr. Vice Chancellor, wholesale. But let me add one more word. You are all welcome. That God has spared our lives to this moment is a matter of joy. That He has provided the opportunity for us to add value to mankind, indeed in the area of education. In an occasion like this, one normally pick for recognition. They worry about the education. If you think education, as it's been said, it costs. It says one thing: nothing succeeds like success. Nothing succeeds like success. So it's a moment of joy, successes that allow us to celebrate the 20th anniversary of this particular university. So thanks to God for that opportunity. I'm humble because in the endeavor in this area, in the simplest way, there's at least 100% multiply effect. If you take each year the production of students, what we deliver to the society, and you look at the multiply effect, the result is a gargantuan effect in terms of educational development in Nigeria. I am humbled to be among the chancellors that have piloted the affairs of this university. Together with members of the governing council, we are happy to be associated with the university. We have learned and still learning to make university governance better. But one needs to sound some kind of warning as we evolve. The first is in terms of educational development, in terms of policies. The policies are galloping towards what I call coordinated confusion. The reason, of course, the governance will be challenged by two positions of policy, two opposing poles. One pole of quality and the other pole of quantity. If we dance towards the quality, then we must reduce the availability of university education. And that will be really leading to undesirable consequences. But also if you dance towards the idea of quantity, then you say you increase upon the accessibility to university. But again, it is also not without cost. So it is indeed kind of thing that there is a need to re-engineering the kind of policy that should govern the growth of universities in our country. This may not be a moment for one to elaborate on this seminar, but what is important, there is a gyration, there is a difference in terms of funding models of the universities. In particular in Nigeria, we have one particular model that recognizes support, for example in ETF, more to the public sector universities, and none to the private sector. There is a need for us to re-examine. That, of course, may necessitate a re-examination of appropriate acts of governance. We are seeing prices and policies that are crisscrossing. Mine is just to lead the discussion in this particular era. But our case here is worthy of celebration. It is true, here, even, not the arrangement that turns nowadays to make sin as deceiving. As in sin is believing, because we've seen the reality, the quantum project development, the quantum in terms of student availability, the quantum in terms of quality of students. For this to continue, we need to really examine the finances of the universities. I promote the idea of crowd financing that we now recognize for once, open our time come appropriately. I am having in mind here, we in the private universities in terms of the funding of the private sector universities. I think this ought to be re-examined. The time has passed. We are more in the area, we give more psychic satisfaction rather than financial satisfaction in terms of financing education. Many would have thought there has been an avalanche of surpluses and an avalanche of profits to be ambushed by the proprietor. Time has changed. The financing structure is no more trending in that particular manner. So there is a need for us to overhaul the idea of what it takes in terms of educational allocation. I will say that we will have an opportunity where the particular issues in relation to this area can be raised. But I am saying time is changing and we need to hasten first in order to avoid the evolving ball of coordinated confusion. I thank you very much for listening to me, and you are welcome.
A special celebration 20 years down the line. I'm very glad to say I was there on that fateful day when the certificate was issued. And of course, we are very privileged to have the man who signed the certificate over here. He had the very singular honor to sign the certificate on that very fateful 10th day of May 19. Tell me, you are clever students. God bless you. At this point, I'd like to invite the investor, the man who brought to bear all of this we are celebrating here today. A man who has done primary, secondary, teacher training, and of course a university, is the only human being living or dead. I have the very singular honor, very distinguished, ladies and gentlemen, to invite the legend, the man who is a finite definition of success. There's no other way to describe success. Any way to describe success, the man is Chief Igbinedion. And of course, he has affected history. He did not only make history, he has written history. And we're very proud of him. May I invite, I'm sure we know the heir apparent to the dynasty here, who of course is the Deputy Chancellor of this university. He will be speaking for the Chancellor today. The Chancellor will know too well. I mean, it does not require any further introduction, because even if he stands anywhere, everybody will know this is Chief Igbinedion. I'd like to present to us the man who is standing very much in the gap. A man who was privileged to be governor of Agri State the year that the university was registered. I'd like to invite to speak to us His Excellency Chief Lucky Musahai Igbinedion, the Deputy Chancellor.
Very eminent personalities here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today, I stand in the giant shoes of our dear father, the founder, the initiator of Igbinedion University, Sir Gabriel Osawaro Igbinedion, the Esther Magumus. I'll read the speech because, as you know, a lot of speeches have been made and there are still more to come. So let me go directly, borrowing the voice of the great man. Today is a uniquely nostalgic day for me. Our celebration presents a pleasant platform for me to remember key industry players that sowed the seed of faith and believed in my vision 20 years ago to open the vista for qualitative private tertiary institutions in Nigeria. It is very true that God Almighty raises men of destiny at critical moments of history. Nigeria had a distinguished personality of vision and peace as leader in 1999, who not only midwifed our enduring democracy, but also expanded the frontiers of university education of our children. Igbinedion University Okada is my brainchild and vision, but His Excellency General Abdulsalami Abubakar, GCFRO, who is our chairman today, gave us a trailblazing position as the premier university in Nigeria. As a military head of state and commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 1999, he believed in our dream and with great conviction approved our request for a private university. Today, we are the most sought after in the milieu of 70 private universities in Nigeria. We doff our hearts to a great man of courage and faith in a better Nigeria, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, GCFR. Today My heart is filled with emotions. I recall the rough terrains which I traversed to establish the first private university in Nigeria. My vision and drive growing out of my desire to bequeath to future generations university education of international standard, where the academic calendar is faithfully run without interruption and in accordance with international standards. Another eminent personality who shared in this vision is our guest speaker for today, Professor Muzali Jibril. He was the professional educator who was the Executive Secretary of the National University Commission, NUC, in 1999. His place in the history of this university is unique, as he personally handed the certificate number 001 issued to me. Igbenedion University Okada has been lucky with strategic assistance. We want to put on record the invaluable contributions of eminent personality who is with us today as a special guest for her pivotal roles during and after the establishment of the university. Our Amazon is Dr. Mrs. Nike Akonde, CON. She was Honorable Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria under His Excellency General Abubakar in 1999 when the university was approved, and today she is the university consultant on endowment. I want to place on record the efforts and commitment of the past and present chairmen of the governing councils of the university for their selfless service. In this regard, I salute with profound gratitude Rashid Ahmad Ikara of blessed memory, Professor Olu Aino, OFR, Professor David Awambo, Emeritus Professor Oluwole Akonde, OON, and of course the present chairman, Professor Sheikh Abdullah, OON. I am very grateful to Professor Chief Emmanuel Movon, FAS, who served as interim Vice Chancellor from May to October 1999 and laid a solid academic and administrative structure for the university. I also appreciate the two former Vice Chancellors, late Professor Anthony Osage and Professor Erosa Osagai, as well as the acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Nduka Uraya, who piloted the affairs of the university at different times, for their dedication and contribution to the impressive success recorded by the university.
Hello there and welcome to Biscon TV News. I'm Bisi Olatilo. First, the news headlines. On the national scene, Tinubu orders military review after deadly Borno attack. Rhodes Viver confirms Peter Obi's backing for ADC move ahead of 2027. In business, Credit PRO secures CBN license, sets sight on SME expansion. On the foreign scene, 4 killed, several injured in Jerusalem bus stop shooting. In the world of sports, Alcazar edges Saina to win U.S. Open title. Detail. Following a deadly terrorist assault in Darajamal, Borno State, President Bola Tinubu has directed the armed forces to review security operations nationwide. The directive includes deploying advanced military hardware and surveillance drones to intensify the fight against insurgents. Vice President Kashim Shettima, in a condolence message, described the attack as a profound national loss and reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to justice and security. He also highlighted plans to establish state police tailored to local terrain and culture, aimed at strengthening grassroots security efforts. Gbadebo Rhodes Vival, Labour Party's 2023 governorship candidate in Lagos State, has revealed that his defection to the African Democratic Congress ADC was approved by LP presidential candidate Peter Obi. Speaking during a political interview, Rhodes Vival emphasized that opposition unity is key to winning the 2026. It remains aligned with the coalition strategy. He also criticized the long-standing political